when you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality. Who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this special edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. Today we're talking about coffee, but not just any coffee shop. It's the controversial one in Clovis. One is opening up in Bakersfield next week. We'll talk about this one. No phone calls on this day because we are on tape. We're going to be back with our special edition of Connect with Me on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6 in just a momento. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the program here on Connect with Me. This is a special edition. No phone calls on this day because we are on tape, but we have a very interesting topic to say the least here. All you people in Clovis that are living in Clovis right now, you might want to listen up because this thing is right up your alley because we're talking about skin, my friends, skin. It's a skins game today here on Connect with Me. The question is, are we showing or are they showing too much skin at a coffee shop, a drive-through coffee shop? Let's take you to the videotape and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. That is the location in Clovis. For a few months now, the past few months, Bottoms Up, a Clovis drive-through coffee shop, has been under fire for hiring half-naked women. I don't know. I think it's a very subjective call, I would say. There is the inside of the coffee shop. And the menu makes reference to racy names such as, or it did, not now, but Get Laid and the Big O Screamer, and other names that we cannot mention here on family television, my friends. But some neighbors like Candace Eslick said enough is enough, so recently she started a petition drive, rounded up more than 100 signatures, gave it to the Clovis City Council. Eslick wanted more or less clothing, less racing names. As the council listened to more than 150 people testify, I guess in the end, Eslick got her wish to a certain extent, you could say. The owner agreeing to change 3 of its most racy names for drinks, and now they are called Tropical Kiss, Sweet Cheeks, and Hawaiian Nights. Hey, isn't that sweet? The owner of the place is Alex Ireland, who also worked as a barista herself in Washington State, up in Seattle, before moving the same business plan to Modesto, and now branching out, in fact, opening up a new business in Bakersfield next week. Live in our studio right now is Alex Ireland, who wants to add 10 more stores to the Central Valley, and Kristyn Wool, who is from Modesto, but she works at the Clovis Coffee Shop, soon to be moving to Bakersfield. No phone calls on this day. This is a special edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. Otherwise, we'd have you call in, but today we're going to be talking to our 2 guests about this controversial topic. It is the baristas working at a drive-through coffee shop in Clovis. Kind of an old story, but is it settled? Is it settled? We'll talk to our 2 guests about that today in just a moment. We're back with our program right after this.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
We're back here with a special edition of Connect with Me on this day because it's on tape. No phone calls. Unfortunately, I know all you people in Clovis out there are probably clamoring to call in today because this is a very hot topic, to say the least. I want to welcome in Alex Ireland and Kristyn Wool. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You drove all the way from Modesto this morning.
Yeah, not a problem, John.
Yeah, took you, what, a couple hours to get here?
A couple hours this morning.
Yeah. Well, and welcome to...
Thank you. Thank you.
So, is this thing settled or what? That's what I want to know.
As far as Clovis goes, it's completely settled. I've had a conversation with the city, and from what I've heard, we are completely done over, and we did everything that they requested. We're just trying to fit into the community in the best way possible, and by changing a few of our drink names, we were able to do that. I saw an interview with Candace Eslick, and she seemed very pleased about the situation, so I'm glad that we could help people out.
Is it really over? There's still going to be people complaining that there are half-naked women serving up coffee in Clovis. Are we tired of hearing about this? Aren't there more serious problems in the world?
If they want to continue my free advertisement, I won't complain.
But are you still getting some complaints?
Not as far as I've heard.
About the women serving coffee?
I have not heard anything in a couple of weeks. So, as you know, everybody's going to talk about whatever they want to talk about, but I have not heard anything on my end.
Let me ask you, Kristyn, isn't this all, and you can chime in on this too if you want, Alex. Look, this boils down to one thing. Okay, it's a business. You're looking to make money, and what sells? Sex.
Women.
Where am I wrong? Women, sex. Doesn't that sell? Isn't that the selling point?
The women, yes, absolutely. But our drinks are very delicious and good. And so I do have repeated customers every single day, sometimes twice, maybe 3 times a day. So it isn't just about being in your bikini. It's about also making their day better and being the bright part of their day and being able to give them the drink that they want, that they need.
But you would have to admit, Alex, if she wasn't in a bikini, if the other girls weren't in bikinis, you wouldn't make half the business you're making right now, right?
Probably not. There's a lot of businesses that have great baristas in them that are failing constantly every single day.
Why? Nobody likes a drive-through coffee place, is that it, or?
I think that small coffee shops have a bad reputation for being inconsistent with their drinks. Some people like Starbucks and these big companies, Dutch Brothers, they've found a way to actually make things a little bit, you can count on what you're going to get. We've also put steps towards making that happen, which does separate us from the little mom and pop shops, which you never know what you're going to get when you go in for one barista.
But see, now all the publicity that, and I've got 3 articles from the Fresno Bee sitting right here in front of me the last 3 months. All of the publicity on the television news in this area, just with the stations, KMPH and all the rest, I mean, thousands of dollars worth of publicity that you couldn't afford to buy just because you have bikini girls serving coffee.
Yeah, I was actually
sex. It's about sex.
It's about fun. You know, I think that you can have a girl in a bikini, and that's great, but if she has a terrible personality and has bad coffee, you're not going to get repeat customers.
But you're going to initially get them in because people's interest.
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. Their interest is piqued. They want to go in and see what's going on. So that drives your business.
It brings them in definitely, but it isn't what keeps them coming.
What keeps them coming back?
What keeps them coming is I actually have gotten to know a lot of my customers. Any new stand that I go to, I make sure I get to know the people that come every single day. And so when I do see them every day, I talk to them about anything positive in their life that they have going for them and things that they want to talk about, not just...
But are they striking up a conversation with you because you're beautiful, you're young, you're wearing a bikini?
Doesn't matter why the conversation is struck.
It doesn't really matter why the conversation's there. It's just happening. And
I mean, if go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, just to be able to brighten their day and make sure that you're the one that you talk to them about. How was your day at work today? How was this today? And they're happy about it. That's what really matters.
And are they making eye contact with you?
Yes, absolutely. Not always, but most of the time.
So they're trying to stretch out the conversation, probably.
Sometimes
in a lot
they
of cases,
do, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
But, I mean, you know what? I can go to the grocery store and I'll have people come up to me and talk to me. I just have one of those open personalities.
You're wearing a bikini.
I could be in a long sleeve with jeans.
Are you wearing a bikini when you go in a grocery store?
When I go in a grocery store, and they'll still come talk to me in
Is
pants.
that right?
Yeah, I can go in a hoodie. I can be in sweats after the gym, and people come up and talk to me all the time about
people
anything.
Like positive
they
people.
They love good people. Good energy
Right.
brings people to you.
Right. And so are you smiling at work?
Absolutely.
Are you always in a good mood when you go in?
I'm kind of asleep at first sometimes when I first get there.
Yeah,
I'm a little
drink some
sleepy.
coffee. You'll wake up.
But I wake right up.
Hey, let's roll that videotape again. I want to show the inside of this place because last couple of months, as I said, and now you're getting a half hour of free airtime on this program, which is seen
Thank
all up
you,
and down.
John.
Yeah, hey, no problem, no problem. You can slip me the money under the table after the show, no problem at all. So where exactly is this place located?
It is at 691 West Shaw Avenue. That's on
Right.
the corner of Helm and Shaw Avenue.
In
right
Clovis.
in Clovis,
Yeah.
right next to Pep Boys.
Okay, all right. And so, does your mother know what you do for a living,
My
Kristyn?
mother, yes, she does. She does know. She knows how much I love this company and how long I've been with it, and she knows Alex and how I care about Alex a lot. She's always helped me. This company has brought me out of a bad situation with how much you are able to make if you do a good job. So it all kind of depends on you.
Yeah. Let's go back to the tape because we're looking at the inside now, and you can see that behind the monitor. So there you are. Is that you, Kristyn, right there on the right?
Yes, it is me.
Okay. And so, can you tell us how much do you make an hour?
I make an hour a little bit more than other people because I do train and I move locations.
Is it more than minimum wage?
It is a little bit more than minimum, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And who's that working next to you there?
So that's actually one of our new girls. She's only been here for one day. Her name's Megan, and she's the sweetest thing. This is literally her first day ever.
I mean, you guys are not wearing bikinis there, so to speak. You're just wearing cut-off shorts.
We do have different theme
We have
days.
different theme days. He caught us on
okay.
Cowgirl Day.
Oh, so
So
this
we
is
have our
cowgirl
little
day.
cowgirl
All right.
boots on. You just can't see them in there.
So do you actually, on some days, like wear bikinis that you would see on the
Absolutely.
beach?
Tuesdays and Saturdays, we do wear bikinis.
All right. Now, KMPH, when they aired this story, they showed a shot that we couldn't show, one of the girls bending over, all right, and they put I think, something over it so they couldn't tell. So what happens if you've got to bend over and you got to
To
pick
grab
something
milk,
up?
I actually bend at the knees. I don't bend over. I bend at the knees. I squat down purposely because I don't want any
I mean, it's a legit.
snuck shots.
We got chuckles here on the side of the but I mean, it's a legitimate question.
It is. It definitely is.
The girl that was working during that time was actually violating a few of our company policies on
Which
what she
is
could
what?
wear.
Which is what?
You have to be able to wear it to a public beach, and the bottoms
Okay.
that she was wearing were a little bit less than that. I was not present at the day, nor did I even know there was a news crew there, and so she actually no longer works with us because of those violations. We are extremely strict on what they
You
are
fired
and are
her?
not.
Yes.
Yes.
Because she bent over?
No, because the bottoms she was wearing when she bent over were not appropriate, and we are
So she did two
very
things wrong,
strict.
right? She wore something inappropriate and she bent over.
The bending over would not get her fired. No, no.
I'm
but
just trying to pin you down here, Alex.
we're very, very strict about, public nudity is something that they can get in trouble for. When they sign our contract, they are personally liable for anything that they wear and what they can get in trouble. And you have to have strict rules with in any company, and mine especially.
Okay, we got to take a break, but we're going to come back and talk about this and have a few more laughs.
Okay.
And talk about the store that you're opening up in Bakersfield next week. Hey, you're watching Connect with Me. It's a special edition. Sorry you can't call in today because my friends, and I know you're clamoring to go to the phones and call in on this one, all you irate people out there. Anyway, you're watching Connect with Me. We're back with our show in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Yeah, you're going to have me in, sure. We're back here on Connect with Me. She's just telling me she's going to have me in next year wearing, what, a bikini?
We'll put you in a Speedo for April Fool's Day and
think
give
so.
everybody a big
Hey,
surprise.
that brings up a question I have in mind. You wouldn't want to see me in a Speedo, but although I have lost 6 pounds in the last month or so.
That's
Yeah.
a big deal to us.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal to me. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but so it brings up a question. Would you hire a man in a Speedo?
If I had a applicant that I thought had the personality and the body to do it, absolutely.
Michael Phelps, the Olympic champion, would you hire him? He's got a heck of a body.
I heard he has a drug problem, so I don't know.
Oh, so you but he's got a perfect body, a swimmer's body.
He does. If he
You know?
lays off the pot, then I might let
Lays
him.
off the pot. But you would hire a man that has a great body and is wearing a Speedo.
Absolutely. Send the applications my way.
So you're not, this is not strictly, you're not hiring women only.
No, 99% of what I hire people off of is personality. This job
Do you have
takes
any
a
men
big-
working for you?
Not in the coffee shops. My business partner is a man, and then
Right.
we do have a couple of people that help us out with maintenance and deliveries that are also men.
Okay, what about some of the people and some of the complaints that came out of Clovis that like this young gal here, her name is Candace Eslick, and she complained, is this something that you would want, if you had a sister or a daughter that's, say, a teenager, would you consider yourself a role model for them?
I think that this business is a platform for teaching good customer service. It brings people out of their shell. Kristyn actually is making a career out of this, and she's going to be with our company for a very long time, and she's going to be helping us expand. And eventually she won't be working in the coffee shops anymore because
What's she
this has
gonna be
become a
doing?
career. Every step that we take forward, I obviously have to take a step forward too, and she starts following in my footsteps and what my duties are. As the business gets bigger, there's more responsibilities to go around. So we're going to be looking for a marketing manager here very quickly. We have an office assistant right now. There are a lot of jobs that are behind the scenes that people don't necessarily see.
So you're making money. It sounds like
Yes,
just
most
from
of the
what you said,
time.
you're making good money right
Yes.
now.
We've never taken out a business loan. We've done everything cash on hand, and we are a little bit slow to progress as far as opening new stores. But that's because we want to make sure that we're very solid, and this company will be here for a very long time.
But I want Kristyn to answer that.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a role model to other young girls, like, say, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old?
I actually have a couple cousins that are around that age, and they do look at me as a role model, and they do see that I'm making my own money, and I'm 21, living on my own. I just got, my first car that I bought on my own. I have been doing, a really good job, and I've been a lot more positive, and I used to have like a little bit of a stuttering problem and issues just with
Really?
talking in public. Yeah, and now just working here, I'm way better at talking with people, and it's done a lot for
But
me.
I guess my point is that, we talked about, sex is the selling point. You're not actually having sex. It's a term. It's a term.
better not be.
What I mean though is if you're showing too much skin, if you're wearing a bikini at work, is that a good role model for younger girls?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't me in a bikini, if I was just in regular clothes, I mean, I don't think it would be any different than them seeing me work at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Or somewhere
Right.
like that. It would just be the same.
What's the difference between you and somebody that works at Starbucks?
I'm in my bikini. I have to
Is that
put
the only
myself
difference?
out there a lot more.
Is that the only difference?
I have a lot of critics. I have a lot of people, judging every little move I make. I do have a lot more responsibility, but it's just different. They're completely different businesses. The
Yeah.
only thing in common is the coffee.
Yeah.
So-
Alex, let me ask you, because you were a barista at one time up in Seattle. That's
I
where you're
was. I
from.
started at 19 years old.
Wow, and my God, you've aged now. You're all of 26,
I know.
right?
I'm so old now.
No, you both look great. But tell me about, you were a barista up in Seattle, and then you got this bright idea in your head. The light went off, and you what?
I actually worked at a bikini coffee shop in Seattle. The idea started there. I can't take credit for that. So what I
No,
did
it did,
was...
but a light went off in your head that you wanted to do the same.
I did, but what I didn't like about the shops in Seattle was they were not structured. There
Okay.
was no structure to them. It was come to work, do whatever you want, and go home. And what I wanted to do was create a franchise that had structure and it had a corporate feel to it, and it gave people a really good product and a fun experience without the stiffness of everything else.
So when you say structured, what did you want structured?
Like the coffee shops in Seattle don't have menus. So what I did was I created a menu with fun names and cool flavor combinations and all this different stuff.
Names that we can't even mention here on the air. I mean, didn't you, come on, you had to know that would create controversy.
The business has been around with those same names for 3 years, and Clovis was the first place to ever give me any pushback on my menu. First place.
But you didn't know, you didn't even have an inkling it would create controversy, some of the names? You had to know. Come on, Alex.
I think that our customers really like them. We actually got a lot of complaints from our customers when we did change
Right.
them. So everybody is going to have something they don't like, and I can't stop people from being upset about different names. I don't like what I watch on MTV a lot of the time, but I don't call
Right.
MTV and try and shut them down.
But you seem like a very smart, very business-wise person, so you had to know this was going to create a little bit of controversy. It's gonna create some attention. The attention getter.
It was all well planned out, wasn't it?
It's all well planned out. Am I right about that?
Yes, yes,
so you planned it out.
Yeah. And when we got a big pushback from Clovis, as I said, we did everything in our power to make the community as happy as we could without sacrificing what we wanted to do and what our company wanted to be.
Yeah, because if it creates controversy and attention, it's going to draw business.
Exactly.
So that was your plan.
It was.
And so initially, what was your first business?
Modesto, or Prescott and Briggsmore.
And what year was that?
It was 2011. February 19th, 2011 it opened.
So that's 3 years ago. So in the 3 years' time, how many coffee shops do you have now?
Clovis was the 5th, and Bakersfield opens next Thursday, so that'll be the 6th.
The 6th, and you plan to do 10 up and down the valley, huh?
I would love to, yes.
10, so you got 6 now. All right, we're talking with Alex Ireland and Kristyn Wool, and we're talking about that coffee shop in Clovis that's created some stir, but I think things have kind of calmed down now. Hey, we've got two guests who were very gracious enough to come into our studio today and talk to us about this. We're going to be back with our program here on Connect with Me in just a moment.
Don't you ever hit me again!
Chief, I think we got a hit on our hands.
MeTV Fresno, now on Comcast Channel 187.
All right, back here on the program talking about the Baristas, the coffee shop in Clovis, and it's created quite a stir the last few months or so. So let me ask you, Alex, about this business model. How many ideas did you steal from the original, from the Seattle version, or the template, let's say?
I don't know if you could put a number on it necessarily. What I did was I took their basic idea, and the girls there, you think what we do is scandalous. They wear pasties and thongs, so it is very
thongs
and pasties. Yes, it is very scandalous.
Seattle's, Washington State is a more, well, I guess California is too. They're pretty liberal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a liberal, pretty liberal state.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a fun environment and a not quite so scandalous.
Would you allow thongs?
Absolutely not. It's actually
because
it's against the law here. So,
okay.
And for one, and for two, I just think it's too far. There's just no reason to show that much skin. It gives a different feel.
You strike me as a person that you want to push the envelope, go to the edge,
yes,
but then kind of back off a little,
yes,
right?
It's always good to be the middleman.
What's that?
It's always good to be the middleman. Sometimes you push your boundaries too far and you end up getting yourself in trouble. So.
Right, but you pushed it. You pushed the envelope quite a bit, and you enjoyed it.
It's a lot of fun, and anybody who's worked there or been around it.
the publicity that you wanted.
I did, yes.
And so wasn't that the goal?
I mean, the goal was, I love my business. I'm a little partial to it. It was my idea. So for me, going into this, I didn't think anything about it. I thought about the passion that I had for my business and for my idea. The news came later, and I didn't even really expect it to become so big. I thought I was going to stop at the one coffee. No, really, I thought I was going to stop at the first coffee shop. I lived right there at the time.
Right.
And it was something for me to do all day, and I just wanted to have my little coffee shop, and it blew up, and it was great.
Were you afraid, Kristyn, that they might shut the place down?
No, not at all, because we weren't doing anything wrong. There was nothing wrong. Yeah.
But you had a lot of people out there that were protesting. They went to the city council. This young gal,
she
got a lot of signatures and went there and complained. And so were you worried at any time that maybe, they're going to take us to court and they're going to?
No, because I knew that we weren't doing anything wrong at all. There was nothing going on that was illegal. There was nothing going on that scared me. So when customers were asking, do you think you'll get shut down? I was like, I don't think so, because we have nothing wrong happening in this coffee shop.
The public attorney actually came out and said this business is not doing anything illegal. There's not much we can do about it.
That's what some of the articles said too in the B. Yeah.
And I actually spoke to him, and I spoke to the police chief, and and everybody told me, you're not doing anything wrong, but we would like to figure out a way to make it so that people are more comfortable with your business. And if 3 names is all I had to change, then so be it.
Right. And so they just asked you to tone it down.
That was
basically
all they asked me to do is change 3 names.
Okay. So we only got about 2 or 3 minutes left, but has your business kind of toned down a little bit since the publicity went away?
No, we're just as busy and growing still every day.
Really?
So, yeah. We have some great girls in there now. We've built up our staff to the point where we have some people that absolutely love their jobs, and they're there to, earn it and win it. And so it makes the better in the environment, the better the sales are.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing this show shirtless today, but I thought the better of it wouldn't be a good idea. So if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, like as a job for a job?
Yeah.
Actually, I work for her fiance on the side, and I used to work in his office just doing office work, and it was a great job, and I made good money, but it just wasn't really enough to keep me in school and doing other stuff, so this actually...
So you're making more money now.
Yeah, to be able to go through school and still
Where are you going to school?
I went to Paul Mitchell, and then right
Okay.
now I'm going to be going to a community college again.
Okay, and you're how old?
I'm 21.
21, and you're 26. My God, and your fiance is how old?
36.
36. Okay. So where do you go from here? I mean, you're going to open up more coffee shops, but
right now I'm
do you
focusing
want to
on
branch out
Bakersfield.
nationwide, or do
I
you
would
want to
love
just
to do
stay in
that.
California?
We're at a pivotal point right now where we're trying to decide whether or not we want to go out on our own and do a big corporation and get some business loans and make it bigger, or we want to franchise, and that's something that we're working on right now. We get a ton of people wanting to franchise.
Would that cost a lot of money to franchise
It's
it?
going to cost a lot of money either way. So
Really?
it just kind of is, there's a direction that you have to choose to go, and we're still trying to decide that. So.
All right, I'm getting the wrap. Good to see you, Alex.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much,
It was
Kristyn.
great
Thank you
meeting
very
you.
much. All right, Alex Ireland, Kristyn Wool, the barista coffee shop, the drive-through in Clovis, creating quite a stir, but calm down and still hey, go by there and try their coffee. Not a problem. Once or twice, or you might want to keep going all the time. I don't know. We're going to be back with our second guest here on Connect with Me, a politician running for Fresno County Supervisor, District 4. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm John Wallace, and I'm here to talk about digital TV. Many people ask, what is DTV? Well, it's digital television. You can pay for it via cable or satellite, or you can get it free directly from broadcast TV stations. A few years ago, when I was anchoring the local news, over-the-air viewers could only get maybe 7 or 8 channels. Well, now that broadcast TV stations are digital, there are more channels than ever, and more are coming soon. Gone are the days of snowy and ghosting images. With broadcast DTV, all channels are crystal clear and they sound great. You can watch America's best classic TV shows. Get all the major networks, plus local and world news, sports, foreign language, shopping, music video, and movie channels, absolutely free. When it comes to high definition, broadcast HD channels look better than paid TV services because broadcast stations don't compress their signals like cable and satellite, so their HD programming has higher resolution, more detail, and crisper pictures. Best of all, there are no monthly charges, ever, because broadcast DTV is a free service. How do you get the free broadcast DTV? Well, it's simple. If you have a newer digital TV or an older TV with a digital converter box, all you need is an antenna. Plug the antenna into your TV or converter box and then scan for channels. You may have to rotate your antenna just slightly to get the most channels. For best results, I recommend using a new aesthetically pleasing outdoor antenna. Just set up the antenna, scan, and watch. Affordable antenna kits are available as low as $35 and can be found on our website. You concerned about installing a new antenna? We can recommend a professional installer who will come to your home and get you completely set up for a reasonable fee. It's that simple. Did I tell you? It's free. Visit freetvfresno.com to learn more about free DTV.
Boy, I don't know how he topped that first half hour. That was incredible there. The baristas over in Clovis, we go from that to the supervisor's race in District 4. I want to show you the two candidates who are retiring. They're getting out of the business altogether, the business of politics. That's right, Phil Larson in District 1 is no longer running, and Judy Case in District 4 has decided to, well, not run as well. I want to show you the candidates who are running in District 4. Here they are right here. Buddy Mendes, Daniel Para, Stephen Rapata, Magdalena Gomez, and Amandeep Singh Gill. Now, one of the biggest issues facing Fresno County right now is the ban on marijuana grows. That's right. You know all about this. It happened a while back. As you know, both the city and the county banned those grows, and that includes all medical grows as well. Law enforcement, and apparently the Board of Supervisors, feel at this point there is a criminal element that usually creeps into these marijuana grows no matter where they're happening around the Central Valley. We're going to talk about that issue and much more with our guest today here on Connect With Me, a tape program, no calls today, but live in our studio right now is Buddy Mendes. He is running for Fresno County Supervisor District 4, looking to fill the seat left vacant by Judy Case, who is no longer running. She's been on that seat for many, many years. Buddy Mendes is here today to talk about some of the issues. Sorry, a tape program, no phone calls, but we're going to ask some tough questions and have some fun today with our political candidate, Buddy Mendes, in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Frigidaire Gallery appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an Energy Star qualified French door Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Quality appliances for the way you live. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise.
We're back here with our special program on Connect With Me, and a special program indeed because no phone calls. This thing is on tape today, but got to welcome in Buddy Mendes, running for Fresno County Supervisor District 4. Buddy, welcome to the program. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
We're getting down to the wire here. Tuesday is the primary, and you don't look like a farmer.
Well, I'm not a politician, John.
You're not a politician. You are a farmer.
Get that straight right now. I am a farmer.
Okay, and you have been for how many years?
Almost 40 years.
40 years?
Yes.
That's a 40.
40.
Tell us where you farm.
I farm basically in the Riverdale area, which is a Kings River water unit. And then I farm in Westlands. I own some ground west of the Lemoore Naval Air Station.
You do some in Stratford too,
and
right?
I farm some in Stratford. And that's also a Kings River water area.
Right, right. And you live in Riverdale now.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and that's part of your district, of course, in Judy
Right.
K. So tell me, you were telling me yesterday that you know a couple of the supervisors. You've helped some of their campaigns. Judy K specifically, you've helped others like Devin Nunes and David Valadeo. So you may not be a politician, but you've been involved in politics to a certain extent by helping some of these candidates. Tell us about that.
Yeah, these, especially in the congressional races and even like Andy Vidak's race, they need people to go out and talk to their friends and help them, get money. And, money still is the mother's milk of politics,
Right.
I don't think we can get around it. We can say all we want, but that's still how the system works.
Hey, Buddy, I want to put the candidates list up again, the people that are running in District 4, including yourself. Buddy Mendes is running, of course. Here are some of the others, and I got to tell you, this isn't exactly a list of names that are recognizable. Would you agree to that? Because Judy Case, well known, she was in that seat for many years. So as far as name recognition is concerned, including yourself, there's no name recognition with any of these people up there. Would you agree to that?
Oh, yeah, I'd agree with that, John. But you got to remember when Judy Case first ran, and even Tom Perch was the supervisor before that, nobody knew Tom Perch. So, I mean, these people have to get known. You're talking about, local politicians. Judy was the mayor of Sanger before that, and so really outside of Sanger, nobody really knew her.
Yeah. Yeah, but she had held that political office for a little while, and then she did run. So some people did know her, like some people know the mayor of Sanger now.
Yeah.
So you held last night, you held some kind of a get-together in Sanger. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had a meet and greet in Sanger. It was put on by basically Tom Campaign, and John Harris has been a long-time supporter. I've known John
Harris Ranch.
Right, many years.
Potential Triple Crown winner,
Hey,
maybe. You never know.
Hey, that's a
California
great
Crown.
thing for Sanger and Klinger are both claiming them. They're both in my district. So
Yeah, who owns
it's a
that
great
horse?
thing.
Really? Is it
No,
Kalinga
there's-
or is it Sanger?
I don't know. I'm not going to get in that one. I think they both own them.
Well, maybe you're claiming the horse. I mean,
No.
I don't know. Who knows?
I wish I could have claimed them in a
maybe
claiming
maybe
race.
I should claim. I live in Fresno. I'm going to claim the horse. I'm part of the winnings.
I think we're all claiming the horse.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So quickly, you think California Chrome's going to do it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a mile and a half at the
long
Belmont.
long race. So the horse is going to get tested.
Yeah. Hey, I want to get straight to the issues because this thing goes fast. This show goes fast, and before you know it, we're out of time. Marijuana grows. They banned them. You for that?
Yeah, I'm actually had several conversations with Margaret, the sheriff, about it, and she said it kind of turned into a criminal. There's a criminal element that got involved in it, and really to do what they need to do, they need to have a program like they did pass. And what was interesting, it passed unanimously.
Yeah, it really did. And every time we do a show here on Connect with Me, a live show that deals with marijuana, or when we have the sheriff here, we get flooded with phone calls, people protesting that decision. They think it's the majority of our callers are against that decision. So what has been your feeling out in the community during your campaign and talking to various people?
Well, if you get, one of the problems is if you don't live in a rural area, then you don't quite understand. Especially, it's more in the mountain areas that, people all of a sudden be supposedly doing a marijuana deal, but they're actually growing way more marijuana than the law allows. So it ends up attracting a criminal element.
But what kind of vibes are you getting from just the people out there?
It hasn't really been a big issue.
Really?
Really, I really haven't had anybody ever come up to me and say, "Hey, this marijuana law is way too tough."
What does it do to the farmland if you are growing marijuana uncontrollably to a certain extent in say rural farmland? What does it do to the land? How does it ruin it?
Well, it's not really ruining the land. It's just it attracts a criminal element.
So it doesn't. So the methamphetamine ruins the land, not the marijuana.
Right, or not the marijuana. Right. That's pretty. Especially if you have. That's why you don't want to have abandoned houses on your ranches and stuff like that. People will start cooking meth there, and that becomes that's an environmental issue.
Right. And methamphetamine. What does that do to the land?
Well, it's in the cooking process. They'll spill it and
contaminate.
Right,
everything.
and contaminate.
And then the land is not usable for how long?
Well, I don't know.
Many years.
Right. It just depends on what
Yeah.
the spill was. And
What other pressing issues are you looking at Fresno County? Now, remember, a couple of years ago, we had this, the employees at Fresno County took a 9% cut.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And there was an uproar. And the supervisors did not take a pay cut. And there was an uproar about that. What's your feeling about that?
Well, eventually everybody's going to be brought back, to where they were when it started. But, the county's got a terrible problem with the retirement system right now. And
Benefits and retirement.
Well, right. And the supervisors have been trying to straighten it out the last couple of years. An interesting deal, the B had talked about, there's going to be $23 million next year in excess revenue. Where are you going to spend it? Well, to start off, they didn't account for $10 million of it. It's going to have to go into the retirement system 2 years from now.
For the employees.
Right. 2 years from now, it's going to be 13 or 14 million to make up the shortfall.
Yeah.
And people don't want to talk about that. That's really important. But I really think water is probably the most important
I'm going to
item.
get to water, but
Yeah.
I want to finish up on this topic about the employees. Do you think it was fair them to take a 9% cut?
Well, they had to. I mean, it just didn't work.
Because I heard some people say, hey, you're lucky you got jobs. Don't complain about the cut. You're lucky you're working. But should the supervisors have also, in good faith,
I think
taken
they
that
should
cut?
have. I think they should have.
But they didn't.
Yeah, I think they should have. And I don't think they should take raises until they're actually made whole.
Yeah. Now, the employees this year, I believe, are being offered a little bit of a raise, a little bit under 1%. You want to give them that if you're elected? You want to give them
Well,
that
you're going to have to
raise?
see the numbers. Of course, they're going to have to eventually be made whole. This is all a negotiating process.
Right. Hey, we're talking with Buddy Mendes. We got to take a break here on Connect with Me. We're talking about some of the issues in Fresno County. He's running for Fresno County Supervisor, by the way. District 4, that's the Judy Case district. Judy is not running again. We're back with our program here on Connect with Me. In just a moment, you come right back to
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Back here with our program here on Connect with Me. We're time to talk water with Buddy Mendes, and I want to show a piece of videotape, a shocking videotape of Millerton Lake. It's just amazing to look at Millerton these days. Not only shocking, but it's sad, and it can, I don't know, it just makes one kind of wonder what is going on with Millerton Lake and our politicians. Usually that mound is completely covered with water. You can't even see it. Look at that, Buddy. 40% capacity. It might be a little bit higher now, but not much water left in Millerton. How do you solve this water problem? Is it solvable? Because it seems like the east side, the west side, they're at odds. Then you have local politicians at odds with some of the national politicians. You got Nunes and Valadeo against Feinstein and Boxer, and then you got the president coming to town. Meanwhile, they're making all these releases downstream into the ocean. And you got Millerton Lake standing at 40% capacity. I mean, this is a mess.
Well, it's a mess because we have the people are running, the inmates are running the asylum in our federal government, in our state government. That's a problem. The biggest problem and why they're releasing this water down to make the exchange contractors whole is they are not pumping the water in the delta that they should be pumping. Right now,
according to law?
Well, they're making up what they want to do. They're interpreting the law to mean certain things. And what they're doing is, it's just like the biological opinion. It was thrown out that it was no good, but because there isn't one to replace it, they have to still follow it. I don't know if you quite understand this. I'll give you an example. Right now, there's 7,000 second feet available to pump in the Delta. They're only pumping 1,500.
Because?
Because that's how they're interpreting the law.
They're not going by the letter of the law. They're interpreting the law.
Right.
Okay. So what can you do as supervisor?
Okay.
What kind of a difference can Buddy Mendes make if elected?
For starters, when the Valadeo bill came out of Congress, the supervisors didn't even pass a resolution in support, and that's a fix. Feinstein's fix is just a joke.
Falls short.
Well, it falls way short. Mm-hmm. But the board of supervisors,
with what's on the table now.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's way short, and I don't know where it's going to come across. When they put it in a committee and
probably be a watered down version.
Well, it'll be a watered-down version of both of them. Whether it's usable, I don't know. We'll see. But the basic problem is they should have immediately passed a resolution in support of it.
Yeah.
But what they ended up getting was 3 letters of support.
Well, what kind of a difference can you make if elected in the water issue?
The groundwater issue is actually the biggest deal because groundwater is still controlled by the county itself. Mm-hmm. The state's talking about wanting to control it, but it needs to be controlled locally because the state is, you just cannot, they don't have the apparatus and they just put down draconian rules down and they don't really understand what's going on. Because Fresno County actually has 3 different aquifers.
Should there be a state law that says there's only so much groundwater you can take out and that's it?
No, because
should it be regulated?
Not in that form. It should be regulated locally. The state should come to the locals and say, hey, look, you have to have a sustainable groundwater. So in other words, you have to be able to and they have figures that they know how much they extract out.
And there the president, of course, came to town and examined some of the farmlands here up and down the valley. And You know, he only stayed for a few hours, went back to, I think, where did he go? He ended up in Las
he went
Vegas.
golfing.
Yeah, he went golfing down in Palm
Springs.
Springs, and then he went back to Washington. And here you're looking at some of the dry farmland, just terrible stuff here on the west side of Fresno. I don't know how these farmers are going to stay in business. You're a farmer. How do these people stay in business if you have no water?
Well,
You're a farmer.
You have to extract that out of the ground, and that's
Is that the only way these farmers are staying afloat right now? Is that groundwater?
And not farming ground. There's a lot of ground that's not being farmed right now.
So what's keeping these people afloat? Is it the groundwater they're getting?
Yeah, plus farmers are very efficient with their water. Most farmers have what's called carryover water. But we're burning through the carryover.
What do you grow
water.
on your farms?
I grow pistachios, wheat, and Pima cotton.
And how are you staying afloat? Are you getting your allocation of water?
No, this year we got none. But we had carryover water in between the wells and
Carryover meaning from
last year.
Right,
last year's water.
And you're going groundwater.
Right.
And so my question is, why should you have to do that? I mean,
because you have
crazy.
to survive.
It's crazy.
To survive.
Yeah, you have to survive, but you shouldn't have to do that.
Right,
you should get your allocation.
There's certain crops, almonds is one, that you cannot always put well water on them. You will eventually kill the trees if you don't amend that water or have water that you can amend because of the salt content.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking with Buddy Mendes. He's running for Fresno County Supervisor, District 4. He wants to take the place of Judy Case, who's retiring, and she wants out of that position, and she will be out, of course, at the end of the year. And we're going to be out of here in just a moment because we're going to take a commercial break and come right back on Connect with Me on Comcast and 43.6.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
All right, look, I know this has nothing to do with the county of Fresno, but the city of Fresno, they want to increase the water rates. Now, Doug Vagum is fighting this. Now, this has nothing to do with county stuff, but what do you think? I mean, they want to triple the water rates in the next 3 years. Here's the water rates now, 2013 from last year. They want to up it. 3 years later, it's going to be what? 48, 34 in 2016. I know it's not a county issue, it's a Fresno City Council / mayor issue. It has nothing to do with you or the supervisors, but I want your take on it because Doug Vagum is fighting it, and he's a former supervisor.
Right. I'll tell you one thing that, what they're trying to do, and one of the good things, actually, that would come out is that in wet years, the city pumps a tremendous amount of water. But if they were able to treat more surface water, and the city has access to the surface water, that would actually save our groundwater for drought years.
Is that right? Why would the city do that?
Well, because it costs money.
Well, they have a surplus now. It seems like they have, $1 billion to work with according to the latest budget that came out. So why not put that money to good use to a certain extent?
Well, no, because you have to adjust the rates to pay for having more treated surface water.
I see.
That's why everybody originally used groundwater, because if the groundwater's clean, that's still the cheapest water. I've ran a utility district in Riverdale for 20 years.
I know you were telling me that yesterday, so you kind of know this issue pretty much inside out. Yeah. So is Vagum right in fighting this issue?
Well, that becomes a matter of an opinion.
So what's your opinion?
Well, I think, in a republic, the council should be able to pass, something, and it should be, what we follow. We're not a strict democracy where everything has to be put on a ballot. But and then you're talking about rates and not taxes.
So you think Doug Vagum's climbing the wrong pole then?
Well, kind of, but I think I see Doug's deal where if you're going to double the rates, maybe you should But people aren't.
Yeah, but he's got those signatures.
Yeah.
He's got those petitions.
Right.
You know, and
right.
so,
I mean, and there's a proper system of doing it. If that's the
Yeah.
proper way of doing it, you get them in, then it should go on a ballot.
Okay, everybody has an opinion about what's going on with the Fresno County Jail. We're letting inmates out 50, 60 a day. There aren't enough beds. There isn't enough space. We have car thieves. We have gang members. All these. We got prison realignment. All right, the reason you're here is because we want your opinion. How do you fix this problem?
Well, you have to have more jail capacity. You know, we have a jail. There's a jail in Coalinga, the city of Coalinga owns.
Okay.
That's 500 beds.
Okay.
Okay, I think we really need to take a closer look.
So we need more beds, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's beds equals space. We need more space.
Do you believe in rehabilitation for some of these criminals that are coming out?
Well, some of them I think are beyond rehabilitation.
But the others maybe need it?
There's some. I'm sure there's some mental health issues that need to be addressed.
That's the other issue. A lot of people are complaining that we do not do enough to help the mentally ill here in Fresno County, and that's the reason our crime rates are through the roof. How would you solve that problem?
Well, I have this. My public safety, I call it the triad of public safety, that there's three major things you have to do right. It runs like a machine.
Go ahead and name the three.
Number one is you have to be able to apprehend. That's number one. Number two is the big center part. You have to be able to legally convict criminals. You have to give them a good defense and a proper defense so it isn't just thrown right out. And then lastly, you have to have jail capacity to put them.
But talk about your rehabilitation theory.
Well, all I'm saying is, no, I do not have one. All I know is we need to work more on the mental health picture. That's part of the center picture.
Okay, so where does mental health come in? How much of a part of that is the puzzle? Well, how large is that piece right there?
You know, to put a finite deal, it's a small piece,
okay.
But it's something that we need to.
But should it be the dominant piece?
No.
Okay, so you're a crime fighting guy. You want these people behind bars. Rehabilitation is beyond reach with some of these people. Is that?
Yeah, that's
take?
true. That's true. And see, another bad thing is that the state basically punted back to the counties and are just wanting the counties to store their criminals.
Right.
That should be in the state system.
All right, we're talking with Buddy Mendes. He's a farmer, has been for the better part of, what'd you say, 40 years?
Yeah.
Holy moly, I just can't believe that. 40 years of farmer, now he wants to be a supervisor at District 4. We're back with our show here on Connect with Me in just a moment.
I love playing cowboy.
Come on, let's go.
I'm an old cowhand from the big old ranch, and my legs ain't bald.
If you're looking for a fight, you're gonna find it.
Say, you reckon this thing is loaded?
Back here on the show with Buddy Mendes. He's running for Fresno County Supervisor District 4. Can you believe that the June 3rd primary is coming up next week? That's right, June the 3rd. It's amazing how time has flown here, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like it seems like it was New Year's Day just yesterday, right? Where did 2014 go? My goodness gracious sakes alive.
You know what that means? You're getting old, John.
That's right. I already am old.
Time perception is an age deal.
Here's the reason I brought up that mental health issues, because we've interviewed the judges that have come through here, all except Rachel Hill. I don't know why she didn't want to come on. But anyway, that being said, they all seem to believe to a certain extent that you need to rehabilitate some of these inmates that are coming in and into the system. And our mental health programs are almost virtually non-existent, and they don't help people. So that's why I asked you the question,
right?
And what your thoughts are.
Well, let me just flip this back upside down.
Okay.
I've been on school board for 21 years, and I see
which one?
Riverdale Unified.
Okay.
Riverdale Unified is, I think, one of the greatest school districts in the state. We have a very high graduation rate, and actually, I know everybody now is wanting to get off this testing, but our test scores, Riverdale's the highest scoring Hispanic high school in the state of California that's not a magnet school. Okay. I have noticed over the years that a lot of the kids that are basically taken out of school and end up in the county system because the juvenile justice system, that the system just pushes them along. And we'll get kids that'll end up coming back to us, and we know that they were never really educated in the criminal justice system.
So can those kids be rehabilitated to a certain extent?
Well, I don't know. The county's going to have to do a different job than they're doing now. If you want a job done right, don't have the government do it. That's part of the problem.
Right.
It's like Reagan said, the problem with government is government.
Right.
And we can't, this isn't a deal where you just throw money at it and it's going to get better.
But there are a lot of people, I guess, that feel that if you just throw these people in jail and forget about them and prosecute them, that you're kind of throwing them out the window, throwing them out of the house and discarding them. Is that true to a certain extent? No, but
see, you're actually making a statement saying, hey, this is the first time they had a problem. Most of these people are habitual criminals.
Is there a way that we can rehabilitate them and stop them from being habitual criminals? That's the question.
I don't know. We need to work on that, more. But what I'm saying is we can't be in a deal where we've got to spend more, keep throwing more money at rehabilitation. Let's look at how we're doing it.
Right.
And how effective we are.
We're not doing it very well here in Fresno County right now. So how do you stop these jail releases? There are so many people still
You have to have
outright.
more capacity.
Okay,
we
like
have
you
to
said
spend
earlier.
more money on the jail.
Right. Talk about your political values. You're a conservative?
Correct.
Okay, talk about that.
Well, I'm a conservative. I'm a business person. I'm a practical person. I like practical, solutions, realistic solutions. But I'm usually pretty clear in message, and people know where I stand. The supervisors that I've looked up to over the years are people like Darren Collegian and people like that, that served during his time.
Right, and you helped Judy Case
get
elected. Phil Larson is another one that you were close to.
Yes.
And so they're both leaving, and you're trying to replace one of them. How do you think you'll like this political game? Because you're not a politician. You readily admit that. You're a farmer. Politics can be a dirty, nasty game, as you well know, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you like it so far? And if you
I like it, and I think I can deal with it.
Really?
I'm a straight shooter, John.
Right. So guys like me don't bug you.
No. I'll bug you back, John.
Yeah, you can handle little pesky me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
you're not a problem.
Guy,
I'm just
John.
like a little gnat to you, right?
No, you're a little better than that.
Hey, how do you deal? Okay, I know you're tight with Margaret Mims, right?
Yes.
Okay, she is going to be the coroner and the sheriff. A lot of people outraged about that. Hey, there's a conflict of interest. The trial comes up. Now you have all this evidence that may have been tainted by Margaret Mims because she's the coroner. She wants a prosecution. Are you in agreement with her being the coroner and the sheriff, or would you like to see it stay the way it is now?
I think she can do them both, and I think they can do them both. You might have to bring outside people in certain circumstances to, review what's going on.
So you're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Nothing phases you, right? You're pretty much a pretty calm guy.
Yeah, I
can
think
throw
so.
anything at you here. Nothing phases you. All right. So Margaret Mims, of course, you remember a year or two ago, she got tough with the Fresno County supervisors, and basically told them that she'll spend her money in her department the way she sees fit. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you like Mims? Get along with her?
Yes, I do.
If you're elected, you may have to go against her a little bit.
Well,
you may have to butt heads.
Hey, I think
that?
I think we can talk. If we have any problems, we can talk them out.
Okay, all right. So
I don't see a problem.
You're not worried about butting heads with her.
No.
Okay, because I know some supervisors have.
Yeah. Well, hey, You know, everybody has a different opinion. I'll use another statement. It's a good farmer statement, but I can't say it on the air.
Oh, that's okay. That's right. Hey, you've got 30 seconds. I want you to look into that camera there and tell people why they should vote for you and go to your website.
Okay. You want to vote for me because I'm the only businessman. I'm the only person that signed both sides of a check for well over 30 years. And another thing is I don't need a job. I'm not doing this because I need a job. I don't need a job. I'm doing this because I think I know how to do it, and I can do a good job. And I've been doing good work in Riverdale. Been on the school board for 20 years, Southwest Transportation for 19 years, and the utility district for almost 20 years, and with results.
Yeah, and website, real quick, 5 seconds.
BuddyMendesForSupervisor.com.
Hey, the best thing I like, you don't need the job.
That's true,
You
John.
don't need the job.
I don't
want
need
the
a job.
All right, all right. Good luck to you.
Okay.
All right, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Buddy Mendes, running for Fresno County Supervisor, District 4. The primary is on Tuesday. Be ready for it. Back with another edition of Connect with Me on Monday. More political talk. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you then.
Well, thanks.